Welcome, members of the Fierce Leader group. Welcome for those who may be new and discover my work with this video. Welcome in my space. And welcome back for all other who are staying here. One of the topics that I feel being essential to add into this library of resources for you and for all of us is the way we perceive commitment in relationship. Sorry, my nose is a little itchy. There is a saying, if your nose is itchy, someone wants to kiss you. All right. So the commitment in relationship and how satisfied we are in that relationship. There is a correlation between how much we put into the relationship and how much we expect from that relationship and the result this relationship ends to be. What I see a lot and what I've observed a lot is that many people who are not satisfied in a relationship, be it a partnership, a friendship, a family relationship, tend to blame either external circumstances or blame what the other person is, does, says, but never really looking inward what we do within the relationship to maintain it. And so you may hear a lot, for example, you hear that a lot for marriages that last a few decades and very long time. And so people saying a good relationship takes work, a good relationship is work. And then you have everybody wondering like why it doesn't work for them or what work is that. What I figure is that it's not about work in the way that we know it today in society, where work is more like labor, is more hard action, hard doing something hard. It's more about how much I care about the person and how much I feel for the person, that even if it's more challenging at times, I just want to do it because I love that person so much. Because I love my partner, because I love my friend, because I love the person this is. I love what we are together. I love the good times we have. And so when it requires more work, because maybe sometimes it's going to be more challenging, one of the person has a down time or needs more care, needs more attention, or maybe there is some distance because there is life changes, there is moving, there is children, there is a lot of life changes that makes the connection between two people sometimes being more apart without necessarily the relationship to crumble, but sometimes it just creates some distance. It's more about the work people talk about. It's not about, oh, I have to think about, we have to work on our communication, we have to work on trust, we have to work on intimacy, we have to work on organization, and we have to be, trusting each other, and all those things that make actually a good relationship flourish. It's not about the mental thinking of all of that. It's about how we feel with the person, and what we feel related to that person is going to be fuel for the action we put into the relationship. So when I compare relationship that I'm feeling very satisfied with, like I'm feeling very, it's flourishing relationship, it's really a thriving relationship, and other relationship where I feel, well, it's not great, it's not bad, it could be better though. I actually see that it's how I relate to the person and what I feel for the person. And it may be into family relationship, for example, something you can relate to. If you have a history with with a person where in the past you've been hurt, you've been defensive, you've been having history with that person, then today maybe you still have that imprint in you, and you're not feeling like fully open to give all of you into that relationship. And there is no judgment in that. It's the point is not to start judging ourselves. We're not going to go from blame to judgment. It's not what I'm talking about. The point is to observe that pattern and see that there is reasons why relationships are the way they are. All of them. And it's not because we don't do the work the right way. It also takes some emotional, what word could I use? Kind of emotional maturity, but it's not that you're not emotionally mature. It's more that there is other things that maybe block the full opening of the heart into the relationship. And so when we look at relationship where we feel it's okay, it's not great though, what I would invite to look at is more how I feel about the person. Like truly, like in full radical honesty, if I were being asked, how do I feel about the person? Like, would I give all of me to that person? Would I do anything for that person? And I feel like a little twitch. Then I have my answer. And in the family context, what we see is a lot of people who are saying, well, it's family, so I have to show up, I have to be there, but don't want to. But the conditioning of you have to show up for the family, you have to be there, you have to be supportive. Despite whatever happens, you're still family. And so there is this code that has been learned that you have to be there no matter what. And so one day you have this duality where you may experience this duality where you want to be there, but at the same time, if you listen to you, really, you're like, well, no, I don't want to be 100% showing up for that person, because you have your own reason, because the past, because experiences, because whatever, because you may be on the forgiveness pathway towards something, and so it's not time yet to be fully open. But there is many reasons why relationship can be a little distasteful. And so my invitation is really to look at in full honesty with yourself. People don't have to know that. You don't have to tell them. You don't have to tell anybody, but just between you and you, in full honesty, how much do you want to really commit in a relationship, in that specific relationship? How much do you really truly appreciate that person, what the person brings to the table in that relationship? The thinking, the way they think, the way they approach life, their philosophy of life, or if they complain all the time and that drains all of your energy, and so naturally you like backing up a little bit. It's all of this. You need to look at how you feel first, not just the work you need to do, because to do the work you have to want the relationship to be really what you want it to be. If you want the relationship to truly be fulfilling, you have to feel it first. You have to feel the appreciation for that person, the appreciation for that relationship. So the work will actually work only when you start to really feel all the things for that relationship. If you start to want to see progress in the connection, more connected to that person, more closer to each other, it comes first from the feeling. It comes first from the full appreciation for that person with the quality that person shares and what the person brings into the relationship with you. And so that's why I'm talking about the expectation too. What do you expect someone to bring into a relationship with you? Okay? So some updates that are going to be effective this fall. So as for the podcast is going to be closed in a way that the podcast itself on Spotify, Deezer platforms is not going to be available any longer. So what that means is that the only way you'll be able to get the episode is by going on YouTube on my channel, because all the podcast episodes are all on YouTube. But it won't be any longer available on the Apple Podcast, Spotify, all that, okay? The other thing is, for having any updates on my work, on the latest release of YouTube videos, on the project coming, on how many spots are left for working with me, for the programs, for the one-on-one calls, all this will be mainly, almost exclusively for now, communicated via the newsletter. The newsletter is once a month right now. Once a month, you get a lot of insights, you get recommendations for books, for videos, for articles that are related to one of the field I'm working with, so conflict management, but not only positive psychology, applied positive psychology, the neuroscience with the brain, communication and relationships. So the newsletter is the main principal tool I'm using to communicate, and I do an extra longer newsletter with different, you see the newsletter as a menu in a restaurant. You can pick up whatever you want. You open it and you have different things you can look at, pick up here and there. You have the main frame, but you can pick up whatever is most interesting to you at that time. So once a month, it's only once a month with a little more to pick up here and there. Okay? As for any group coaching, for now, it's postponed. It's any group coaching as of September 2025 is suspended. What that means is that the only way to work with me on the more coaching and consulting side is going to be one-on-one calls. I'm working on a very big project on the side for professional into dispute resolution. Either you may be a mediator, you may be a HR, you may be a consultant or a coach in conflict resolution. I'm working for a big project on that. It's mainly going to target mediators for now, but I'll tell you more when time comes. But it's a lot of work in the background, and so I'm clearing up the field to focus on that. Okay? All those videos, we're approaching the end of the 60 videos I wanted to offer this summer. So the 60 videos will be available for free on YouTube. So within the next few months, you're gonna see the next few weeks actually, you're gonna see those same videos that have been posted on Facebook, in the Facebook group, being available on YouTube. Okay? That's gonna be the primary free resource that I offer. And I'll add up here and there a couple things. But those videos are gonna be the library of resources that I offer for free. So what that means is that what has been available so far for free when you sign up to my newsletter may not be longer available by end of the year. Not because it's not good anymore, not because it's not relevant anymore, but because I feel that those videos are just the basics for to work on everything else. May your difficulty in relationship be the relationship, the communication, the boundaries, or the finances. I know there's a lot of conflict around finances in couples, in marriages, in families. So it's another topic that I would usually dive into with clients personally. But so far I had created something for free if you wanted to do a inventory and use it as a template for family inventory, and using it as a tool for first discussions and kind of make a first lookout on a situation. This is not gonna be longer available by the end of the year. Okay? So very few changes coming, but here are the main changes. The podcast is no longer available outside YouTube. The group coaching are postponed until further notice, and so the main access to working with me for now will be the one-on-one calls. The newsletter is the first and foremost contact way of communication I use. And those videos that have been on Facebook that are not staying longer than 30 days on Facebook, now the policy of Facebook, are gonna be available for free on YouTube. So you're gonna have the whole library of videos available for free. Okay? If you have any question, I'm here for you. I can answer any question. If you have any concern, any topic of interest that you feel is necessary to discuss, then let me know in the comments and I can make a video for it. So just share with me what your interests are. Okay? All right. Well, I talk to you very soon, and I'll let you reflect on that topic today. Bye-bye. Take care.